There's an $11.98 item sitting at Walmart right now that will outperform every $400 bug-out bag on Amazon, and 9 out of 10 civilians walk right past it. I'll show you the exact item and the exact aisle in a few minutes. And the 3 on this list is something you already own, but most men use it in the dumbest possible way. But the one that hit hardest, a former Navy SEAL laid out a stranded for 48 hours mindset that makes most prepper shopping lists look like fantasy football for grown men. Because when the lights go out, you do not rise to your opinions. You fall to what's already in the truck, already in the drawer, already in the bag. And the men who've lived in ugly places don't hang on to gear because it looks cool. They hang on to it because it solves a problem fast. Stay with me, because 7 is smart, 3 is embarrassing, and 1 is the kind of cheap, ugly item that can keep you warm, dry, hidden, and moving when everybody else is standing in a parking lot staring at empty shelves. If you miss this, you'll be the guy at 3 a.m. with a trunk full of survival gear and no real answer for cold water, bleeding, or movement. That's how people lose the first night. Not from a Hollywood firefight, from dumb little gaps. And remember, when stores get hit, the boring stuff goes first, not the tactical toys. The boring's 13. Sharpie markers. A Navy SEAL dad doesn't toss a Sharpie because a Sharpie is not a marker. It's a field tool. You can label water bottles, mark dates on meds, write blood type inside a kit lid, leave a note on a door for your wife, your son, or your neighbor when cell service is dead and nobody knows who went where. You can mark a map, tag batteries, label ammo cans, write times on a pain med schedule, or mark a tourniquet application time if everything goes sideways fast. That sounds small. It's not. Small tools become command and control when your brain is overloaded, and in a real emergency, your memory gets worse, not better. Retired Navy SEAL Mark Cosciolo specifically includes Sharpies in his go-bag setup, right next to the repair gear and navigation tools, not as a gimmick, but because simple items keep chaos organized. Let that sink in. Most men spend more time picking a knife color than thinking about how they'd leave one clear note for their family. And if a marker helps you label the mess, the next item helps you hold the mess together. 12. Electrical tape, not duct tape. Electrical tape. Black, stretchy, quiet, easy to wrap around other gear. You can wrap it around a lighter, a flashlight, a water bottle, a multi-tool. That means you're carrying repair material without wasting space. You can insulate a bad wire, seal a split hose, quiet metal-on-metal rattles, secure a bandage, bundle batteries, patch a small tear, or black out something shiny. That last part matters more than people think. In a real low-light situation, shine gets you noticed. Noise gets you noticed. Sloppy gear gets you noticed. A lot of civilians buy gear as if they're dressing for a catalog photo. Men with real field miles think the opposite. They think, what breaks, what leaks, what shines, what rattles. Cock also keeps rigger's tape and electrical tape in his bag for exactly that reason: repair, control, and improvisation without bulk. And wait until you see 10, because if your hands fail, every other item on this list gets a whole lot less useful. Bridge tape fixes gear. The next thing helps you build gear. Point 11, 550 paracord. The average guy sees paracord and thinks camping. The right guy sees 50 feet of options. You can rig a tarp, lash a door shut, tie down a load, replace a bootlace, hang wet clothes by the fire, make a drag line, build a quick shelter line, secure gear to a pack, create a trip line around a noisy area, hang food, tie splints, replace a broken strap. And the real reason old military guys keep it? Because when something fails, cordage buys you time. Not forever. Just enough. That's the whole game in a collapse. Buying enough time to solve the next problem before it becomes the last problem. Walmart carries a hyper-tough 532-inch by 50-foot 550 paracord spool, which tells you something important. This isn't exotic gear. It's normal people gear hiding in plain sight. And don't miss 8, because it connects directly to that former SEAL 48-hour rule most preppers completely misunderstand. But before warmth, before water, before any of that, you've got to protect the tools that touch everything. 10. Mechanic's gloves. Here's a truth nobody likes hearing. Your hands are softer than you think. One busted knuckle, one deep slice, one smashed fingernail, one hot muffler, one broken window, one sheet of twisted metal, and suddenly you can't pull cord, open cans, build shelter, reload, chop, lift, climb, or patch your own gear without pain slowing you down. That's why practical men keep gloves in the truck, in the garage, in the bag, and sometimes stuffed behind the seat. Not because gloves are sexy, because hands are money. Mechanics wear the original glove is one of those items that keeps showing up for a reason, and Walmart listings have it around the low 20 range. You buy it once, beat it up, and it keeps paying rent. Cock keeps mechanics gloves in his bug-out setup because the people who've operated under stress know bare hands are great. Right up until you actually need them, you do not rise above damaged hands. Now let's talk about the item half the country laughs at right before they go hunting for an Outlet 9. A cheap power bank. This is going to sound backwards, but stay with me. Your phone is not your plan, but your phone is still a tool, and tools need power. A dead phone means no downloaded maps, no stored documents, no contact list, no flashlight backup, no weather check, no notes, no family photos for identification, no last known route, no emergency numbers, no local radio apps if they still work, no reference manuals you forgot you saved. That's why a cheap power bank beats a lot of expensive survival junk. Walmart's on 10,000 milliampere portable power bank has been listed around 1288 cents. That's nothing compared to what people waste on gimmick gear. And no, this is not about doom scrolling during the apocalypse. This is about keeping one of your best multi-purpose tools alive long enough to matter. But don't get comfortable because a charged phone still won't save a cold body. And that's where most people screw this up. The next item looks flimsy. It isn't. 8. Emergency survival blanket. Most people hear survival blanket and think cheap foil gimmick. That's because most people haven't been cold enough yet. The right emergency blanket is not just warmth. It's wind block, ground barrier, signal panel, reflective shield, rain catcher, privacy screen, pack liner, improvised wrap for shock, a way to hold on to precious body heat when the temperature drops and your thinking starts going stupid. Walmart's Ozark Trail Survival Blanket sits around $11.97, and their reusable emergency blanket options run even cheaper. That's a tiny price for something that can change a miserable night into a survivable one. On Mike Ritland's channel, former Navy SEALs breaking down a real-world go-bag didn't lead with freeze-dried food fantasies. They emphasized shelter, warmth, and medical gear as the things that make you okay for 24 to 48 hours if you're stranded. That's the mindset civilians keep getting backwards. That's your first big payoff from the opening. The men who've actually done hard things under stress don't worship calories first. They protect heat, shelter, and function first, and wait until you see 7, because plain water is not always enough once you start sweating, hiking, hauling, or panicking, because hydration is not just about having water. It's about keeping the water useful. 7. Electrolyte packets. You can drink water and still fade out. That's the part casual preppers miss. If you're hot, stressed, moving hard, vomiting, or dealing with diarrhea from bad food or dirty water, plain water can leave you weak, foggy, cramping, and behind the curve. That's why smart men stash electrolyte packets like they matter, because they do. Drip Drop Fast Hydration Sticks are sitting on Walmart pages in the single-digit range for a small pack. Easy to store, easy to trade, easy to hand to your wife, your dad, or your buddy who just hit the wall. Cock keeps Drip Drop in his bag next to his water setup, which tells you exactly how he thinks. Hydration is not just quantity, it's performance. Most men prep to survive. Very few prep to keep thinking clearly. Which brings us to the tool that lets you work after dark without sacrificing one of your hands. Point 6. A real headlamp. A flashlight is good. A headlamp is better the second you actually have work to do. Changing a tire, checking a wound, tying cord, opening a panel, reading a map, loading gear, or clearing a room with one hand eaten up by a flashlight. It gets old real fast. That's why experienced guys keep multiple light sources, and at least one of them rides on the head. Because darkness doesn't stop the problem. It just makes dumb mistakes happen faster. Cock includes a Petzl headlamp, and the former SEALs on Mike Ritland's bag breakdown specifically talked about keeping asterisk multiple headlamps, flashlights, and spare batteries rather than trusting one sexy light to solve everything. And now we're getting into the stuff people always think they've covered, right up until they realize they packed the wrong version. Because the next item is not just water. It's water done intelligently. 5. Smart water bottles and a hard-use bottle. You need 2 kinds of water containers. First, the cheap, lightweight kind, like smart water bottles. Easy to replace, easy to stage, easy to carry, easy to squeeze, easy to stash in a truck door or side pouch. Second, the tougher kind, like an Nalgene, something you can trust, refill, beat up, and keep using. Why both? Because collapse punishes single points of failure. One bottle gets lost, one cracks, one gets dirty, one gets handed to a family member, one gets used for clean water, one for questionable water. That's how practical people think. Cox's bag specifically included smart water bottles, a Nalgene bottle, and water purification tablets. Not because it looks high speed, because hydration outranks comfort and containers give you options. And if your entire navigation plan still depends on a battery and a signal, the next item should bother you because a dead screen has led a lot of people into dumb country. 4. Paper maps and a compass. Here's what most men don't want to admit. They do not know where they are without a glowing rectangle. That's fine in suburbia on a normal Tuesday. It is not fine when roads are blocked, towers are down, fuel is tight, and the route you always take is the exact route everyone else is clogging. A folded county map, a state road atlas, a laminated local route sheet, a simple compass. That boring stack beats false confidence every single time. Joshua Enyart, former Army Ranger and Green Beret, puts it bluntly. If your navigation depends on a battery or a signal, it has a hard failure mode. A map and compass do not fail when the battery dies. That is not theory. That is doctrine. And here's the deeper reason SEAL-minded fathers keep maps. Not because they want adventure, but because they want alternate routes, quiet routes, fuel light routes, routes that avoid panic. Now we're at the point where the list stops being nice and starts getting brutally practical. Because 3 is in your house right now and you are almost certainly using it wrong. 3. BIS-C lighters. A lighter. Not one lighter, multiple BIS lighters. Most guys treat a lighter like a secret accessory or something that lives in a junk drawer next to soy sauce packets and dead coupons. That is brain-dead thinking. A lighter is heat, fire, sterilization, morale, signal, light, dry tinder ignition, stove start, cord melt, wax seal, wet weather backup. If one lives in your kitchen, one in your truck, one in your jacket, one in your range bag, and one in your workshop, now you're finally starting to think like a grown man. Walmart carries BSE Maxi Pocket lighters, pack of 5, in the low single digits. That is about the cheapest redundancy you'll ever buy. And that closes the second loop from the opening. The thing you already own but use wrong? Your lighter, because civilians own fire. Prepared men stage fire. One lighter is convenience. 5 lighters in 5 locations is a system, but fire won't help you if the emergency is measured in minutes instead of hours. And that brings us to the one category too many hobbyists treat like a prop. Point 2. A real trauma kit with a tourniquet food does not beat bleeding. Ride that again. You can have 10 cases of beans and still lose the fight to one bad chainsaw cut, one busted piece of glass, one negligent discharge, one ugly car wreck, one broadhead, one grinder accident, one puncture in the wrong place. That's why competent men do not just keep Band-Aids. They keep a real trauma response option. At minimum, a real tourniquet you know how to use, pressure dressings, gloves, gauze, and the discipline to keep it accessible instead of buried under snacks and batteries. Walmart's Equate Emergency Preparedness First Aid Kit may be a decent starting shell for basics, but basics are not trauma care. The key point is mindset. Your life-saving gear belongs where your hands can find it fast. Enyart's survival priority rule is brutal and simple. What is trying to kill you first? Airway, massive bleeding, immediate life threats. Everything else waits. Cox says the first time you use your medical gear should not be when you're trying to save a life. That line alone should wake people up, and now we're at 1. The cheap, ugly, boring item almost nobody brags about, and the one that can quietly do the job of half the junk people waste money on. Here it is, hyper-tough 42-gallon, 3 mil contractor bags. 20 of them, around $11.98 at Walmart. Household essentials aisle, trash bag section. That's the item. That closes the first loop from the opening, and here's why this stupid-looking box is survival gold. You can line a backpack with one and instantly improve water resistance. You can make an improvised poncho, cut one open and create a fast ground sheet. Use one as a rain catch, one as a dirty clothes isolation bag, one as a casualty wrap wind block, one as an improvised gear cover, one as a trash control bag to keep your area clean and scent disciplined, one to move debris, one to waterproof tinder, one to pad insulation with leaves or spare clothes, one to cover a broken window, one to keep boots dry, one to create visual blackout over shiny gear. And because they're cheap, you don't baby them, you use them hard. This is where the former SEAL mindset and the Green Beret framework intersect perfectly. Simple, ugly, multi-use gear that solves shelter, water management, concealment, insulation, and movement beats flashy one-trick gadgets almost every time. The former SEALs on Ritland's breakdown centered shelter, warmth, med gear, and utility. Enyart's doctrine says priorities are about what kills you first, not what looks impressive on a gear table. A grown man can do a lot with a contractor bag and a clear head, and that's why Navy SEAL dads, or any hard-use fathers with real instincts, never throw them away, because boring gear wins ugly nights. The one thing nobody talks about, empty space, and there's one more thing nobody talks about: space in the bag. Not another pouch, not another accessory. Space, because if your bag is packed to the point it barely zips, you didn't build a survival system. You built a yard sale on your back. You need room to shove in a wet jacket, extra water, meds from the store, a kid's inhaler, gloves, a map, or whatever tonight's problem turns into. Cock warns against stuffing a bug-out bag full and against making it look hyper-tactical in the first place. Minimal, useful, adaptable. That's the whole rhythm. And if you're sitting there thinking, I've got half this stuff, but it's scattered all over my garage, that's normal. Most men don't need more gear. They need less stupidity between the gear in their hand, because collapse doesn't care what you meant to organize next weekend. So if you take nothing else from this list, remember the pattern. The men worth learning from keep the boring stuff, stage the simple stuff, and trust the stuff that solves more than one problem, not the flashy knife. Not the social media toy. The marker, the tape, the cord, the gloves, the power, the heat, the water, the map, the fire, the med, the bag liner, and in my next video, I'm breaking down the 9 things retired military guys keep in their truck door, not the trunk, because if you can't reach it in 10 seconds, you probably don't really have it.